All right, Head Angle, welcome back. Episode number 8. Fuck, it's been a while. Really stoked to be back on it. And tonight we've got a pretty special guest. A rider actually kind of surrounded in mystery and high praises. I don't think there's a lot of riders around Australia who have wild stories of seeing this dude shred. So welcome, Beechy.
Thanks. Thanks for having me.
Stoked, man.
I'm here. Made it. We're here. It's
Been
gonna
on
be
the
good.
cards for a minute and holy shit. Yeah. Absolutely. Wow. A lot of people have that. Did you hear about Beechy? Did you see what Beechy did? Have you seen that spot? Beechy did this at that spot. I mean, and it's all believable being that, you know, you're an absolute beast on a bike. So I don't know, man. Like to get some rad stories out of you. I don't know, maybe we can talk about the humble beginnings of Little Beach and I don't know where BMX started for you, man. I guess we can go back to the whole timeline thing.
Oh man, where to begin? Start off with a race, I suppose, and I won that against my sister.
Well, you just won everything.
No, I just won a race and out of me dad, into me mum. Nailed that one. That was my first big win.
We're going deep.
I don't know. BMX started for me, obviously, on a 16-inch, I suppose, from just tip bikes from my old man and my brother, building up shitty bits of chrome and stuff that we could find at the tip, whatever that we could mingle together. And then 98, I got my first mongoose for Christmas, actually. Mum had it stored in the shed, and my brother was like, sneakily, Christmas Eve, was like, go fucking check this out. We went down the shed and like showed me this mongoose villain. It was all chrome, and I was like, balls had dropped, lost me shit. Like a
98 villain.
Didn't sleep that night. Just fucking woke up, like got out to the Christmas tree, and there's this 16-inch piece of shit that I had the rest of the days sitting under the Christmas tree. My brother was just like telling tales. Mum's like, we got mum and dad all had this like big joke, and then I was like, what the fuck? Where's me villain? Where's me mongoose villain? And they're like, how do you know about that? What's going on? And then, obviously, brother kicked it up. He got in trouble, sort of thing. And then they brought out the villain. Wah, fuck yeah. And that was sort of, where it started. A bunch of my mates from my hometown got the same bike. We all got this, like, I don't know if parents all conjugated and got a deal from the Full Cycle in Albury or something like this. I don't know what actually happened. But, yeah, we all ended up with the same bike, like 4 of us. And we all started riding together. Everyone sort of bailed out years on, but I don't know why I stuck with it, but we did. I did.
And where was home growing up, man?
Beechworth, Victoria.
It's a small town, man.
It is small.
Yeah.
Yeah. Population back then was like 3.5 to 4, I reckon, thousand.
Okay. Yeah.
Wasn't many sort of kids riding around. Kids just riding around as you do riding around. We didn't have a bowl or anything growing up until 99. There was a petition going through for the council as a new skate park getting built, and everyone sort of got on top of that, and everyone's parents got on top of that, which is pretty sick. And we got this shitty little bowl built, which actually awesome bowl, I should say. I take that back. It was a fucking sick bowl. It was banks with coping and a good spine, nice little roller, metal fucking quarters at the bottom that we could unbolt and move around if we wanted to. It was good. That was growing up. That was where it all sort of began.
Before we go too far, so the crew you rolled with in Beechworth, what did they call you? Because you couldn't have been known as Beechy.
No, I was just Ben. Or Hoysted, actually. It was, being my last name, it was just Hoysted. That's what I'm still known as to the Beechworth crew, is still Hoysted. Beechy actually started from a little bit later date when I started figured out bus rides. I could move to Melderford and Bright and Albury. I could sort of like venture out a little bit and see a bit of a different scene. And it was...
Who were the crew you rode with in Melderford?
The Murdirt crew was Jamie Pape.
Jamie Pape.
Yeah, Jamie Pape.
Right.
Jamie Pape, Jason Tanley, Siggy.
Good dude.
Spiro was even down there every now and again.
Yeah.
Al Barotti.
Oh, no shit.
He used to ride with Al a fair bit.
Rest in peace, Al.
Yep. Yeah. Fucking A to L. Jay Lene.
Did you ride with Jason Dack?
Yeah, Dacky. Yeah,
Oh,
Fabio.
yeah.
Yeah.
Leg warmers, Tybo. Best looking dude in BMX, dude.
Oh my God, forget about it. Every time I rock up to Shep and see that dude, man, it was just like watching a dreamboat glide around. Fucking unreal.
Glorious
Yeah,
hair.
just rubbing Dak.
Flapping in the wind.
I remember Dak coming to Beechwood before I actually knew him. There was this shitty little down rail down the bank, and he double pegged it, and it was just like, whoa, fucking spun out, you know. It was just
a
like,
wild
man,
man.
that was sick. And I was just like that little kid, you know, that little brat. He was like, just shut me down, like, just get him away, mate, or something like this.
It shut everyone down.
Yeah,
He
just
didn't
shut. Like,
care.
yeah, it didn't give a fuck about me. About a year or two later, this thing was like, oh, okay, we can establish conversations. Like, hey, dude, how are you? Maybe get a high five. It was pretty funny, but yeah, all that old crew. They actually, yeah. So that Jamie Pape, Tanley, Siggy, all them guys, they gave me the nickname Beechy because I was like the Beechworth kid sort of thing, and I just went on buses everywhere and was traveling around to ride more spots, find something different. And they had trails. I never fucking ridden trails before. Like they had the old Mert dirt behind the speedway, which was an absolute bitch of a river to cross. These fucking logs and stuff. We had to go under. Every time you go there, you guaranteed you'd dip in a shoe. It was fucked. Like you just like before you ever get to ride the jumps, you got wet shoes. It was horrible. Like the bridge never actually got structurally built properly. It was just all these logs got piled up. And every time you go there, you're like, fuck, needs more logs, and throw some logs on to try and cross it to actually get to the jumps. And yeah, that was where beach sort of came from, I think. And then I just sort of stuck with it too. I kind of liked it more than my real name. My real name's like, you know, my slave name, as they call it. Like, you know, my mum and people at work call me Ben. Like, you know, beach is like to my mates and fun stuff.
Yeah.
It's too damn official.
So when did you bust out of Beechworth? You know, like for good, or not for good, but
I was 17. I moved out. I moved to Wangaratta when I was studying. I quit school and started graphic design at TAFE, and then I lasted about a year and a half in that before I turned 18 throughout that period, which sort of was a bit of a killer for me. You know, obviously partying, drinking and stuff like this sort of took its toll.
it takes its toll on BMXs.
Yeah,
right?
definitely.
Yeah.
Like,
In a town like Wangaratta,
yeah,
there's not a lot of
man.
options
Like,
other than
fuck,
to
what else do you
fucking
do? You
party.
got like a shitty old bowl and you park just sort of got built, like minimal street stuff. Like if you're not drinking, what the fuck are you doing? Like,
That's right.
So yeah, started drinking a fair bit and partying and yeah, rock and rolling, and then
Did you have a premix king in?
we did. We had a couple of
that's a
premix
country
kings.
Victoria
Yeah,
thing.
that's
I
a
learned
fucking
that
rare
recently.
specialty.
Yeah,
We've
Louis
actually
recently
seen one
told
somewhere.
me
We've
about
seen
that
one not
place.
long ago. There was a premix king somewhere. It blew us away. But yeah, we had premix kings, and then the Wangaratta scene sort of wasn't very big on riding. There was a couple of dudes, not much. There was another dude from Beechworth named Cassius. It was sort of like he sort of stuck to it more than anyone else. I started riding with him a fair bit. He moved to Melbourne though, and then after Wangaratta, I actually moved to Adelaide when I was like just over 18. I sort of started. I went there. My mum moved there with her new boyfriend, and I went to visit her and just I rode West Beach for the first time, and I was like, this is fucking unreal. I've never ridden a
Killer
fucking
park.
vert ramp like this, you know, and this huge X bowl. It was just like you had to pedal everywhere.
I'm doing
Get
brand
around
new
it.
then.
Yeah, it wasn't that old.
brand new.
Yeah, it was pretty
So the one
fresh.
next to the airport.
Yeah, it is.
Yeah,
Yeah, with the
runway.
big planes
Yeah,
coming in. It
rad.
feels like you can touch the bad boys and
Fuck
stuff.
yeah.
And this dude, I forgot his name, was like Wilton or Wilto, used to run the little kiosk. It was on the side.
Yep.
And they sell like chips and stuff, like hot chips and shit. It was fucking sick. There was a photo of him in there doing like a 5 with a guitar, like strumming on the vert ramp. It was pretty cool.
That's cool.
But I used to ride from Seaton all the way to West Beach just to ride there. And it was like, yeah, fair fucking trek, just sketching trucks the
It's
whole
flat
time.
though.
Yeah, it's flat at least, but just fucking, I don't know how many Ks it was. It was too far though.
Yeah.
Sketching like a demon the whole way there and the whole way back.
You moved to Adelaide when it was a pretty heavy scene. Like there was like the scene there. I guess when you got there, or a few names that were killing it. They're massive.
Yeah, it was huge, man. I never seen anything like that before. Like, I obviously riding with some of the Mert guys and stuff, like, that sort of blew my mind a little bit. Yeah. Like, sort of bigger name dudes that did have sponsors, Dak and fucking Papey and stuff. Yeah. Like, riding for Strictly and Primo. And then moving to Adelaide and actually seeing a full fucking scene. Yeah. Like, rather than just doing little trips to Melbourne that I really sort of didn't know that many people. Yeah, it was a bit of a mind blower for me. Like, I didn't really see anything like it. That's pretty sure why I sort of nailed in there. Like, I stuck it.
Yeah.
I think that era when you were there was like when it was like the kind of, you know, hot point for up and coming kind of Adelaide. You know, like you got your Ryan Lloyds and you know Josh Kay, and I mean a little bit later I guess you had you know like Zingers and and fucking like pretty heavy crew coming out of that like
massive.
a lot of like big talented pool, of and a pretty tight crew by the looks of it. And you had a lot of cool spots.
It was
and,
really tight. Adelaide was still one of the only cities that I've been to that, like, even being from Adelaide and traveling from cities at that point in time, like, just doing trips, the Adelaide crew was so vast, but it was so fucking tight.
Everyone was
like
tight.
everyone was tight. Doesn't matter if you were north, east, south, west. It was still all just one big crew. You go to Melbourne, everyone was
It's disjointed.
split.
It's disjointed.
Yeah, everything.
Melbourne
was dispersed.
disjointed, Brizzy disjointed.
Yeah.
You had the drain kids
Sydney,
over here.
yeah, exactly, man.
Sydney.
It was
Yeah.
fucking unreal. I couldn't believe
And
it.
Sydney's
Adelaide,
just a mess.
Yeah, everyone was a mess. Adelaide was somehow still fucking tight. The whole fucking crew. It was incredible.
Was that during sort of like Stowaway era when Jamie was sort of running the distro and you had a crew of, like I guess Spono kind of riders and stuff like that? Was that when you were?
Well, yeah, in Stowaway was there, and then I remember the first Stowaway. Oh, I don't know if it was the first, but this first location of Stowaway. Then they moved factory. I was there through all part of that, and I fucking loved Stowaway. Stowaway was amazing. It was so much fun just to go there and steal stickers, and hang out with all the guys and see all the new products and merch coming in, and, like, try and swindle Jamie for a fucking t-shirt or something, But then also, when I moved there, the only bike shop was CM BMX, which is an old dude named Jace, who, rest in peace, passed away a few years back. And CM was there then. Matty Hodgson opened up Little Black
LBB.
Bike. Yeah,
Oh,
LBB.
yeah.
And that sort
Shout
of
out to
started.
Hodgie.
Shout
Fuck
out to
yeah.
Hodgie.
Always
Kicked
Hodgie.
it off. Legend of a guy. Legend if I ever seen one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
End of
Fucking,
it.
yeah, only time I seen him smoke was fucking when he had a baby and he brought cigars to the shop. Just
Yes.
made him chug a whole cigar. Pretty funny.
Yes.
But yeah, so that for me was like, big fucking kickoff. I've never seen a scene like that before. And I still haven't seen it really, to be honest. Perth, I lived there for a little bit. It was sort of similar pretty
vibe.
tight.
Yep.
Like, I guess these smaller regional sort of cities are a bit tighter than the bigger ones, being Melbourne, Sydney, Canberra, Brisbane, like more the East Coast. But yeah, Adelaide still, man, fuck, it was unreal.
Do you reckon, like, you coming from Western Victoria, I lived in Ballarat for a little bit when I was a kid, and then Adelaide. I was born over there. But I think the scenes on the west of the East Coast, you try so much harder. Or maybe you don't try harder, but because you're not part of these big scenes,
Absolutely, yeah.
I think you just got to make your own shit happen a lot more.
I
and
feel
you push
that
harder.
for WA especially.
Big time.
Look at the dudes that have fucking come out of there.
And talk about isolated from the rest of the scene or the rest
Yeah.
of the industry
Exactly,
or
man.
whatever.
Fucking, I don't know how hard is it now? It'd be like 7-8 years old, that DVD. And that's still one of the fucking groundbreaking
Epic,
Australia
yeah.
videos that I ever seen.
Yeah.
Like, for its time, like, fucking bullshit.
And who just
then,
threw down the biggest rail that's ever been done in the universe?
Yeah, Stibbards just fucking,
Fuck.
Claim, did not pull that rail though. A little bit off. A little bit.
I hear.
Yeah, he's going a little bit. Like, I'll give it to him. Like, fuck, that was beyond bullshit attempts, but just attempts.
Attempts? Boom.
Yeah, didn't quite nail it, Stibbards, sucker. But yeah, fuck, man, the Perth scene's insane. Like, Jamo, the older scene, Jamo, Gav, Goldbike Dill, fucking Gray,
Swang.
Mikey Shinoda, man,
Yeah.
Swanger,
Oh.
like
The
Mikey-
Shinoda.
OG
the
Swanger.
Shinoda brothers, are
Both
fucking
Shinodas.
retarded, like absolutely crazy.
Yeah. But going back to Adelaide, like that, I think that scene was rocking, and I guess that's where you found your feet with going bigger than everyone else in the world.
I'm not going to say world, but yeah, maybe a couple of dudes.
Well, not, and maybe not going bigger, but maybe just hitting stuff that no one else can see. Because everyone can go big on a quarter or a jump. It's consistent and it's normal, but suddenly you start finding ways to see shit that no one else even comprehends.
I always thought of BMX as like it's not about like it's a full competition. It's about how creative you can be. Like if you can fucking find a line on something no one can find a line, that's the red hot shit for me.
Yeah.
Absolutely, like hands down.
Yeah.
Like if there's just a shitty fucking pole jam, everyone's pegging it and icing it. Find something fucking different on it. Like just be a little bit more creative, sort of stuff. I find as an inspiration, a lot of other dudes like. I don't know, all them crazy inspiration guys that I find is like Tate and Cam Wood and Beringer.
Man, Utah.
Yeah, Utah.
Yeah.
Yeah, Utah.
The state that breeds the most creative.
Utah and Adelaide.
There's
There's
something
in that,
about
man.
that fucking Utah state.
Yeah, it's
man.
Adelaide the parallel
Desert
to
dry
Utah.
air.
Yeah,
That's some
it
deal.
must be. They got nothing
Parallel
else to do. They just get
longitudes.
bored on spots and just fucking come up with shit.
Can't buy beer after 9 o'clock at night or some shit, I think.
Something funny like this.
Mormon culture, man.
Adelaide's not Mormon.
Yeah.
Yet. Oh, fucking.
It's the city of churches, isn't it?
It is.
Yeah.
Wasn't it also the murder capital of Australia at one
Hope
point?
so.
Oh, just out. I think it was like, yeah, it wasn't there and not far off, so town was close.
Fuck.
Yep. I mean, there was a cool scene going on. There was some good ramp. I mean, there wasn't many parks when I was growing up there. There was only one.
Yeah.
But over time, I think when you got there's a few more parks. There's shit going on. But crew were building stuff.
Yeah.
Crew were digging and crew were building ramps. And
Well, there was city dirt there too, and I never seen anything like that. That was the first spin out for me, like a public fucking trail spot.
yeah. Have you
Blew
seen
my
how
mind.
good it's got lately?
Yeah, it's bananas, man.
Fucking hell.
And it's like a legit spot, not just a crappy,
Yeah, and
crappy
dudes,
pump track with a couple of big doubles. It's a legitimate trail
dudes are
spot.
fucking
Yeah.
kicking ass there and really slapping everything in. Like,
Building every week.
It's nuts, really fucking nuts.
Yeah.
But when I first got there, the first trails, I met up with these other dudes, this older crew, it's called Ruds and stuff. I don't know if you know.
Paul?
Yeah, Ruds.
I know
Yeah,
Paul pretty well, Jared.
yeah,
Yeah, I know those guys real
Yeah.
good, man. From being little kids.
yeah.
And the same with
Dwayne-
Bazan and
Dwayne-
Grossman, all those
Dwayne-
guys
Yeah,
riding trails
Bazan
with
and
them.
Grossman and stuff. So
Yeah.
that was the other thing. When I got there, it's like every fucking handrail I looked at was like,
It's been done.
Yeah, Kim on Mix did that. Like,
Yeah.
every single one.
Yeah.
Every
Every
fucking
single one.
single one.
Yeah.
It was bullshit. Like,
Well, that's why those dudes had to move to Melbourne because they just had hit
yeah, they
everything
just
already.
had done every fucking rail.
Adelaide
Yeah.
is
Too
flat
small.
city.
Yeah.
Melbourne's got things got kicked
Yeah,
down.
we've got some
Yeah.
dives. So I remember going to like there's one near Paradise Ski Park in LA. This big fucking
Yeah.
flatty. And I was just like, whoa, that's a monster.
Oh, Kim's done
Imagine pegging that. And they were just like, yeah,
Bazan's done
Bazan. Yep. Just
Yeah.
like, oh,
Straight
fuck
up.
But
yeah.
those dudes are full dirt dudes.
Yeah,
And they never
that's
ridden
it.
street, right?
They were riding
Ever.
the bottom like hard and the trees.
Yeah.
Like in Adelaide,
Yeah.
which were the two big trail scenes of them guys. And that's when I first got there. I didn't experience the bottom. I got doors before I got there, but the trees, where the fuck trees up near Marion? They was like the trail spot when I sort of got there. I started digging there and riding there. Sort of
Paul's a loose unit, man. Used to pull run.
What about Dwayne Golding? Was he still?
I think he'd been broke off by that then.
Yeah, he broke
Okay.
off a little bit by then. I
He's
met him a
still
couple
riding.
times.
He's still
but,
riding.
yeah.
I remember watching him in the old Volatile
Fucking wild man.
videos. Fucking-
Yeah.
Yeah, he was so rad.
Yeah.
Oh man, I mean, and how long did you hang out in Adelaide for?
I was there for about 5 years.
Okay.
Yeah, after riding and stuff, ended up having a girlfriend there, and just fucking moved out together, kicking it around. And then LBB opened, and it just opened up the scene even more, sort of thing. Like made the two crew even fucking tighter. So we all got, I don't know. It was like it just sort of got stuck. You could say
A
almost.
shop creates a
'cause it
scene,
was-
I think, a lot.
Yeah, shop
It
does.
does.
It really does. It opens it up for everybody. Everyone, it's somewhere to congregate, somewhere to fucking bring something in. And Matty, the way he was with it was just fucking unreal, man. It was just so lenient and so chilled on fucking everything.
He's been riding a long time, man.
Yeah,
been
that's
riding.
it.
Well, I feel like when that shop opened up, sort of like, I mean, Adelaide, like for a lot of people popped up on the radar, like, I mean, when that sort of hub was created, a lot of people were just like taking notice of Adelaide a bit more, maybe because the scene kind of grew a bit tighter and stronger.
I think so too.
I mean, I know
Yeah.
also, I mean, like Matt was always really good at having Adelaide content in the mag, being that, he had the connections and he had, he was from there and everything like that and knew everybody. And I remember like I still haven't been to Adelaide somehow.
Dude,
Useless. I
fucking
know.
way.
What a loser.
when the borders
Yeah.
open, dude, go.
Fuck. And,
Go ride city dirt and blow your
but like,
mind.
yeah, I always wanted to go there. But then once, when we had our shop and then we started seeing the LBB ads in the mag, I'd be like, who are these guys? Like and then all of a sudden, boom, explosion. There's Ryan Lloyd. There's, everyone's just sort of, they're the new absolute shredders.
Some fucking hammers come out of there
Yeah.
for a bit there.
Oh,
It
yeah.
was wild.
Yeah.
They had their fucking time
Yeah.
for sure.
You timed it well.
I can remember
Yeah,
singers learning bar spins out of Ridge Bowl. And now look at the
no
little
shit.
fucker. Like, oh, man. Like, flips whips out of anything. Like, oh, man, he's crazy.
Fly out kid, yeah.
Yeah,
true.
fucking nuts.
And he was from a tiny place in SA.
Yeah, he was from
like the littlest
he was from
town
up in the mirror
in the known universe.
Yeah, up in the Riverland, Manham.
Just cranking hip hop.
Yeah, just cranking fucking. All he had was hip hop and tree rides.
And
That's
caps.
all he had. Yeah, that's all he got to ride. It's just like fuck all.
Yeah.
But yeah, a little fucking
Do
shredder, man.
you think the smaller the tranny at the local park in the tiny town you grow up in, the better rider you become?
Oh, not necessarily. I see my mate Nate. He can air a 3 foot tranny 6 foot, and he can air a 6 foot tranny 3 foot.
Yeah, true.
Like,
Yeah.
some guys are just made for little stuff. Some guys are made for big stuff.
Shout out to Nate.
Shout out to Nate.
Love that dude.
He's a good egg.
Well, I guess in your time in Adelaide, you managed to get a cover of 2020.
I did somehow.
Which is
Luckily.
fucking amazing. Being, the only legitimate BMX magazine in Australia. And at the time, when that cover dropped, I hadn't heard of you yet. And I remember being lucky enough to operate my shop in the same building as said magazine with Matt. And he showed me the photo, because he used to always show me the photos before the mag came out. He'd go, "This is the cover shot for this month." And I remember going upstairs to the office and looking on the screen and being like, looking at that photo of that rail hop and thinking, who the fuck is that? Like, it's like some kid, Beechy. I'm like,
I was just a kid.
get fucked. That is
Short hair.
that is a serious, that rail hop is gnarly, dude.
You actually
Like,
notice, if you look real close, there's a pink sticker on the front of my bike, which is a visitor sticker from when Josh K smashed his face earlier.
right.
Tell us about the day then. So what went down? Because I know that wasn't the shot that was meant to come out of that day.
Nah, so the day we went there, Josh had this spot lined up on this side of the building that was like a runway like this, but it had no rail. And then there was a pretty specific, maybe like an 8 foot gap to a wall.
Oh,
And the top of the wall had a fence on it, but it was it had a dirt bank at the bottom. So we ended up zip tying a bit of ply to the fence so we could do a gap to Reuben on that. So off this mezzanine gap to Reuben. And then he ended up dying. Like every time he come down, hit the dirt was so soft, hit the gutter and just went OTB. Ended up splitting his eyebrow pretty decently. Me and Nathan rocked up pretty drunk, actually.
Truth comes out.
Yeah, we were like pretty buckled from the night earlier. We're still having a beer. I was driving. I lost paper, scissors, rock, I think. Like, I had to drive Nathan's little Datsun 1000. Had to
It's your
drive
turn,
to this
Beach.
spot. And then I spotted that, and I was like, fuck, that's sick. Like, imagine, because I watched Josh die on the fucking dirt. I decided to put the board there. Like, that's the same board that we had.
And it's already bent it.
Yeah, it was already bent, from Josh. And I was like, all right, fuck it, I'll try that. And Josh ended up, going to hospital. I come back and we're like, all right, fuck it, I'll give it a crack. And that's the fourth shot, actually. I did 4 goes.
Yeah, no way.
Yeah,
You
because
overshooting the wood?
I overshot the wood every time, pretty much, actually.
It was just there as a token.
Yeah, it was just there for safety, but it didn't actually need to be there. Dave Rube, who shot the photo, he shot it from up here, the first one. And
It
it
looked
wasn't
shit-ass.
stoked. It was
Yeah.
horrible. The second one, it was there. It looked fucked shit. Third one, he fucked up. Fourth one, same spot. He actually got it. Sort of thing.
What was
Can you do it again?
Yeah, I probably could. I don't know. Just
What-
for Dave. That's about the only fucking reason I do it for.
Rubers?
Yeah.
Dude.
It wasn't on his belly. That's what his problem.
man? What
The
was
run-up was purling. Everything was beautiful about it. Like, the rail was bar height.
It's like a
Yeah, it was a
ramp thing.
handicap.
Yeah.
It was like steeper than average. Everything was sweet about it. It was cream. Like,
And
really.
how old are you in that photo, you reckon?
Oh, when was this? What year was that? 2009.
There you go.
So that makes me
11 years ago.
11 years old?
11 years. So that makes me
12.
20.
Damn.
20.
Boom.
Ooh, 20 on the cover of 2020,
20,
and we're talking about it in the year 2020.
Fuck. Oh my god.
Holy shit, man.
Dude.
Look, that's awesome. And that was the first time you popped up on the radar for me, because I was like, I've never been to Adelaide, and I was like, who the fuck is this kid? And holy shit. And that's sort of, from there, sort of the stories started circulating of like, Beechy did this. Like, have you heard about what Beechy did? I don't know. It's been a very consistent sort of thing in the Australian BMX scene, and also you do travel quite a lot. Like, you do manage to get yourself to see a lot of places and see a lot of spots and hang out with a lot of different crews. So the stories are plentiful.
Did I hear a story
Very
once
true.
that you were circus trained?
I was. Yep. Circus trained a little bit.
Boom.
Is it
I was-
the fruit fly circus or
The
something?
Flying Fruit Fly Circus.
Yes.
I started that my uncle was in it actually when I was real
shit.
young. And then my old man pushed me towards it, or my mum, when I was year 3. It was a
So
school-based
you were doing
circus.
it real young.
Yeah, school-based
okay.
circus. So I did year 3.
The
through year
pre-BMX.
8. I did 5 years in there.
Oh, shit.
Pre-BMX, halfway through I started BMX. So this is the
Okay.
gist of it. So when I was in the circus and I started riding BMX, and I got my mongoose, and then got over that sort of thing and started wanting a new bike. I got a free agent Flying Fortress. This fucking army tank,
Oh,
yeah,
Like,
with the army graphics, like
the army graphics.
full American-
You couldn't even change the handlebars. The fucking head stem had like 22 mil fucking style tubing on it. It was stupid.
Top Gun graphics.
Yeah, full Top Gun.
Yeah, for the volleyball game.
So I had that, and I broke my kneecap. I
worst.
broke my patella, and the circus was so pissed off that I couldn't train because I had a big show coming up.
But what were you doing in the circus?
I was just, I had maniacs. I was,
Maniacs.
yeah, I had
Because
so
you learn
many.
everything when you're
Yeah,
in the circus, don't
you go through everything. You start off as just the basics, and then you go through everything to find out what you're actually good at, and then sort of progress towards that angle.
Okay.
Like whether you're on trapeze, tumble, teeter boards, or whatever you want to do.
I wish in
or
Australia,
juggle.
it's kind of good, but it would have been good if you could have put your head into a tiger's mouth.
Oh man, if we had it,
we didn't have
forget
tigers in
about it.
Australia.
No, we just
Yeah.
had angry trainers that could fucking stick our heads in. That's about it. Angry Russian trainers. Oh, we had this big Russian guy named Ivan. Fuck, he was a monster of a man. He was huge. He used to hold 11 people high on his shoulders.
No shit.
So he was the base, and then 11 people up. He'd stand there and just
Chernobyl
just
powered.
shake like crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, full
Radioactive.
Chernobyl
yeah.
power. Exactly. But
Ivan.
yeah, I did that for 5 years. I was
Damn.
fucking awesome, man. I absolutely loved it, and I want to put my son through something similar.
Yeah, yeah,
like
yeah.
I'm really
Yeah.
into it.
Because you learnt gymnastics, I guess.
Learn
from
gymnastics,
everything,
learn just
trapeze.
juggling, flexibilities. Just
Yep.
learn sort of where your body's at and what you can do with your body. And
So
where
is
it
that
has
where
potential.
you started to realize that you could throw yourself a fucking anything and you knew where you were in space and
A little
could
bit.
see it?
Yeah, a little
that the
bit,
deal?
but then I see that, and then I see myself like, why aren't I doing flip double whips? Like, why can't I do that?
Do you want to do flip double
I
whips?
don't, but I wish I could. Like a little bit. Like just
probably
I'd like
could
to do
do.
one.
Yeah, you
like,
probably
just
could.
one. Just say I've done one. Like I've done a fronty before.
I was
Like,
hustling another dude who's been in the circus. Zach Shaw. He's a UK vert dude, right?
Yep, yep.
Old school dude. He's come out here a lot, and I've ridden with him in UK. And he grew up. He ran out. He left home to join the circus.
Before you left.
Fucking yeah, and he
Rock
learned
star,
everything. But
that's
because he
sick.
could ride BMX, they wanted him to do BMX stuff.
Yep.
But it taught him so much about where you are.
Yeah, definitely it
space.
does. It gives you
Yeah.
a bit of an idea and your body and where it's at and all your parallels and verticals and stuff and what your body's doing. I thought it was absolutely incredible. An incredible experience to learn. But when I started riding BMX, which was halfway through the circus, I was getting hurt. As I was saying, I broke my knee on my BMX, and I was pissed, man, that I couldn't do this show. And then I got diagnosed with dyslexia really bad, and Mum was blaming it on the school-based system that the circus had, that the teaching wasn't up to date, sort of thing. So she
Oh,
wanted to
you
pull
were
me out.
getting school to the circus.
Yeah, the circus had their own school base.
Right,
So
wow.
we'd travel with teachers.
How good's that?
So we'd travel from, it was based in Albury, and then we'd travel around Australia,
Okay.
and we'd travel with tutors and teachers, and then you'd go to school for 6 hours a day, and then you just straight back into the show, and you do the show till like 9 o'clock at night, 10 o'clock at night, and then you just boom, 7 o'clock
hell.
back in the morning, back at school.
That's epic life.
Yeah, it was crazy. Beautiful though. It was unreal. I loved it. I loved it so much.
I'm going to travel and see the country that young.
Yeah,
Fuck.
fucking yeah. I did the opening ceremony at the Olympics.
Really?
Yeah,
Oh,
in 2000.
shit.
Yeah, first time I went to Olympic Park. 2000.
Boom.
We
Stories
did
come
a
out.
bunch of shows all up the East Coast.
You,
and stuff.
you
yeah.
beat Lupos to the Olympics.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, because of COVID, he still hasn't competed. He's meant to have competed by now. Damn.
Winning.
And then, yeah, so that sort of happened after breaking my knee, and I got diagnosed with dyslexia pretty bad. That Mum was really concerned about my education, and she wanted to pull me out a little bit, but she didn't want to because she knew I really enjoyed
loved
it.
it, yeah.
But then they were really pissed off that I was riding BMX. Like, you got to choose, fucking ride BMX or you're going to do circus. And I was like, well, Mum wants to pull me, and I love BMX. And then the circus, fuck it, I'm going BMX. So I bailed and went to a normal school.
Yeah. Anytime a female pulls, it's me or the bike or BMX or them, fucked. And you have to just go, no, it's the bike. I don't care.
So
Always
yeah,
the bike.
ended up bailing, went to the bike, and yeah, went to a normal school in Wangaratta.
Normal school.
Yeah.
How did that work out for you?
Fucking man, I got the name Carney within about the first fucking week.
Shit.
Like, yeah, I was a kid of like, I met up with these like a couple of skaters that I knew. They were like my mates, and they were just like my hustlers, and they would run around at lunchtime and recess and just be like, "Who wants to see fucking Carney do a backy off that bench for $2?" And then we'd fucking raid the tuck shop with like we just robbed a leprechaun full of gold coins. Like, it was crazy, man. It was so funny. Like recess and lunches, we absolutely owned them. I was just backing the whole fucking time. I didn't have time to eat my lunch. Like,
So it's you and Danger that just made profits out of doing stunts for money.
yeah, pretty much. Yeah, I'd say Danger a little bit more on the professional level. But
He only got Pepsi's, dude. I think
Yeah,
you
he
did
had
much
Pepsi.
better.
I think he had Milo too. Did he, that motherfucker?
I have to ask Kenny Raggett about that.
Damn. All right, man.
Can we reinstate Carney?
You can if you want. I still get it every now and again.
Really?
Like,
Okay.
every time I see like an old cat from Wangaratta or something,
I think
hit
it's
me up with
next
Carney.
level. It should be looked up to and, revered.
Hopefully.
But I don't know, man. I guess dialing it back to your sort of your timeline. Post Adelaide, you were there for 5 or so years. Where you moved to Melbourne, or was it WA?
After
Adelaide, yeah.
After Adelaide, when I was in Adelaide, I sprinted a job in the mines
Okay.
in WA.
I heard
doing
you went
FIFO.
mine.
Yeah, doing FIFO in and out of Adelaide.
Where were you based out there?
First state was Newman,
Yep.
just out of Newman.
Yep.
Was the first one we're in. So
It's out almost in Nullarbor, isn't it?
yeah, pretty
Yeah,
close.
yeah.
No, Newman. Sorry, north.
that way north?
Yeah,
Okay,
way north.
okay.
North, sort of central WA.
Okay.
We're up there for my first stints, and it lasted they told me 4 and 1s. I was like dreading straight away, But
It was like 4 weeks on, 1
4
week
weeks
off.
on, yeah, 1 week off.
That's
And I was
heavy.
just- I was
Fuck.
fucking flipping out as soon as I heard it. Like you got the job, I was psyched, and then straight away I was trying to negotiate my roster. I was like, that's fucked. I'm not doing 4 and 1s, man. How about 3s?
Because
Can we
they
go
build
2s?
a town around the mine pretty much, don't they? You
Yeah,
just
we
go
had a
live
full
there.
camp, and we were
Yeah.
building our job, and that job was to build a new camp. So we're doing all the road base for that. So I was just driving machines. I was just stuck in a machine all day, whether it be a loader, a digger, or a dump truck or something.
Do you where did you get the qualifications to do
I
that?
didn't.
You
I didn't have anything.
You said
there.
yes. You
No,
said
no,
yes.
I said yes,
Yes.
and it was a
Fucking
family
yes.
friend that had the company, and when they said you have to go get VOCs, like verification of competency, they're like, you just have to go to this place in Perth, and they just make sure you can use the machines. I had my brother with me, and my brother was like, as soon as we got there, he's like, jump in the machine. He's like, quick, that's move your boom, that's move your bucket. This is forward, this is backwards. Just fucking showed me real quick, and he's like, just go, just nail it. And I was like, oh man, I was like freaked out. So like, this is like, because I've driven machines for years apparently, when I got there. So I got there and I'm driving this loader, and I'm fucking first time, and I'm going into this pile of sand, and I'm picking up some stuff, and my bucket's like a meter off the ground, and I'm just dumping it on this pile, and I was like twitchy and everything's shaking and stuff, and this guy's like, you don't seem that competent, and I was like, oh, it's been a while, and then my brother just jumped in. It's like, I used to work in a concrete yard. It wasn't allowed to contaminate soil. I always had to keep the bucket off the ground.
Ooh, quick
And
thinking.
just
Like
straight
it,
onto
bro.
it, man. Like, just boom, got me the fucking ticket straight away. Like, oh, so lucky. So and driving a Moxie dump truck was just like driving a huge car. Like, it was just scary, but it was just like, just driving a big car sort of thing, and just a lever to pull trucks. That one was pretty simple. But yeah, the loader one scared the fuck out of me, and the digger. The digger one actually didn't pass. Because he was trying to like dig up this, and there was like a big boulder and like big bit of coffee rock, and he's like, pick that up, and I couldn't do it. I just couldn't figure it out, and he was like, nah, you're not competent on that. I'm like, yeah, no sweat, don't worry about it. I got the loader of the dump truck. I'm stoked.
Did you see me earlier?
Yeah, man, I was
See
so
that
happy. So I nailed that. Yeah, got out in the mines and ended up negotiating it in 3 and 1s instead of 4 and 1s, and that was still a fucking headache. But I can still remember my first week off when I got back to Adelaide. Josh and Dave picked me up from the airport, I think it was. So we went straight to a bottle. I bought like 3 bottles of Jack Daniels.
Boom.
This is like all cashed up.
Because you,
rolling.
can't drink on the mine.
No, you can't drink on the
you're
mine
drug
sites.
tested,
Yeah,
breath
drug
tested every
tested,
fucking
breath
day.
test every
Yeah.
day.
But you're getting paid that mining money.
Yeah, you get the mining money. So you come back and you
Yeah.
got this mining money, and you've got fucking no drug tests or anything the next day. Oh, forget about it. So I remember one week, man, I I was paying rent in Mitcham with like my girlfriend and Josh and his girlfriend, and I am staying in a hotel across the road from City Skate Park like the whole week, so I could just fucking spend the day every morning. I'd wake up and go to the park, and then like in the afternoon if I needed to, I could go. It was right there. Like I just needed that sort of thing.
I know some of the mines out west. You know, they build a town around the mine, and they got fucking skate parks in the town.
Yeah, some of them do.
It's
yeah,
nuts,
it's fucking
man.
crazy.
Yeah.
It's absolutely bananas, the mining industry. It's stupid. Like, you look at some dudes just stick to it. Josh Shinoda, man. That guy just, he's been doing it for so long and just punches it out and travels the world now and does it. Like, crazy.
Was that how the Shinoda brothers kind of started the house with the trails, HVTs? Like they got the cash.
Money.
Wow.
Josh. That was all Josh. Just Josh started HVT. That was the single brother, the middle brother. He decided on that. They all worked in the mines. They're all man's bit of a miner dude, and they all worked in the mines. And then Josh stuck it out, and Josh just fucking loved jumps, man. Yeah. Just wanted to buy something for the boys, I think.
Yeah,
and
so good.
Some paradise to come home to, you know. I think it's what it was. Because when you come back on your R&R, like, yeah, you've got a bunch of money in your pocket, and you want to try and save it, but fuck, you got to live. Like, you've been in a prison camp for
Was
the
Josh
last
going
3
to
weeks.
Alaska or some shit, or British Columbia? For
He
mining
was
or
going
some
to
shit?
South America.
South America.
Yeah, he was doing
okay.
Brazil. He's
Yeah.
doing FIFA out of Brazil
Gold
for a while.
mining or something?
I think it was gold,
'Cause
yeah.
it was- I would have gold in WA. But yeah, anyway. Yeah. Gnarly money.
Piss.
We're going to have a break.
Piss break.
Yeah, we're going to take a piss. We're going to have a pizza break.
Pizza and a piss break?
Yo, I can say something.
Yeah.
Oh, man, I've been busted for the
Good
last
work.
couple of
Get out
minutes.
there.
Yeah.
Get out there.
All right, back from a little bit of a pizza / toilet break. Guess where we were at WA, Western Australia, working in the mines. I guess you were there for a minute. You were doing 3 weeks on, 1 week off.
I was working rostered.
Getting that fat mine cash.
Trying to get that fat mine cash. Blowing that fat mine cash like a fucking demon.
What, when you went home?
Oh man, never lived like such royalty. Like, you know, when I was on the dole, I'd live like 3 days like a king out of a fortnight, and then I'd be broke for the rest and dumpster diving.
Yeah.
But that fat mine cash, you'd last a week easy. It was crazy.
So that fat mine cash, I guess, allowed some international travel.
It did. I saved a little bit of it somehow. Managed to save a fair bit of it actually, and travel for a good year and a bit. To my first international travel over to Europe with a couple of mates. Lasted just shy of a year, I think it was.
That's a good trip, dude.
Yeah, just working every day. I think we did a couple of days work, but it was more like voluntary stuff, setting up some ramps in Holland for some jams and stuff like this. And then ended up entering the competition and actually making money, like
Fuck
a
yeah.
little bit. Like, so yeah, it was
dude.
not really work, you could say.
So where did you hit on that trip?
We first landed in Paris, and then we ended up from France going across to Holland. We spent a lot of time in Holland. I had a squat there. It was an old cinema. Sorry, just got to reshuffle the mic. How's this? Is that better?
Getting
Way
nice and
better.
close.
Ended up at a squat called the Scrow, which was an old cinema there. When we got there, it was just like 8 people, living at this Scrow, just camping out, hanging out, having fun sort of thing, you know, going some dope. And then one of the main cinema rooms was just chock-a-block full of shit. Like, they had 2 of the main guys there were project engineers for all these festivals, so they just build all the sculptures, do all the festival builds, so they had just an abundance amount of fucking weird material in this room. And we ended up doing this jam in Bloomingdale, it's like the next town over, just like a box jump and a quarter and stuff, and we helped set that up. And then we ended up having the ramps for a little bit, so we cleared out a lot of the shit in the main cinema hall and started making a ramp room. And then that just progressed like fucking crazy, man. They ended up cleaning out the whole room and bowling out the whole bloody house. It was nuts. It was one of the biggest things in Holland there for a little
It's
bit.
like a cinema, so it was sort of down.
Yeah, it was.
Into
No,
a
it was.
flat?
It was a flat level though, but it had your mezzanine floors like going up.
Yep.
So it had a secondary balcony and maybe a third on top of that, and we utilized them as like sort of banky
Yes.
war rides
Oh,
and all this
dude,
kinds of
wow.
shit. You know, it was fucking unreal, man. It was absolutely crazy. We ended up leaving because we're spending so much fucking time there. We spent like 3 months there or something. Like, we're going to fucking run out of visa.
We're meant to be
almost.
traveling.
Yeah, we're meant to be traveling and we're fucking just stuck here. We're just hooked into the local coffee shops and everything too hard. We're just like, nah, we got to go. We got to go. So we went over to Germany or back into Germany and met up with a friend there and ended up buying a van, Nathan and I, and then just fucking, once we got the van, we just went, booyah.
Is that the infamous Westphalia?
The infamous Westphalia, Rock's van, or fucking John Claude Van Damme is what we called it.
Yes.
Like, yeah, that girl was a fucking treat, man. I remember one of the first days we got her, me and Nathan picked her up, and we got into the woods in Germany, and we were like looking at her, and it popped everything. We had a pop top and stuff, and looking at her, like, man, this thing is fucking incredible. Like smoking joints, just like, oh, this is gonna be shit. This is gonna be some shit. Like, and then we're driving out of the woods, and I was driving, and as we coming back into the town, everyone's looking at us like, yes, it's a full on head turner. Look at this bad boy.
We are styling
Yeah.
it.
Then we both seen the shadow at the same time. We still had the fucking pop
Pop-tops
top.
hanging out.
Man, we got like 60. Like, we burned it all up. So lucky it didn't just like flip off and fucking flip us off. Like, it was unreal. So we sort of tested the limits of the structural integrity of the pop top after that. That was about
Serious
yeah.
miles per gallon
It was
drag on the
pretty
freeway.
extreme, but yeah. So once we popped that back down and figured out some shit, then burned on. We got like 13 countries or something. I think we did in that trip, like all down across into Poland and then all the way down into Greece through Albania, Croatia, all the jazz, and then caught a boat from Greece into Italy, and then Italy down the coast of France and all the way down the coast of Spain, and then back up through the guts of Spain to Madrid. Ended up flying out of Madrid.
Holy
Yeah.
shit.
It was a burl of a trip, man. Absolutely unreal. I've said I'm always going to go back, but fuck, you always just find somewhere else, don't you? Like every time,
story.
like you want to go and then something else pops up and you end up going there. And I've done a lot of traveling since then. I just still haven't been back to actually Europe itself.
God
But,
damn.
Yeah. that
Did
was
you ride the
burl.
Worlds on that trip?
We did. We rode the Worlds in Cologne.
Yeah. What year was
Met
that?
up there. Shit.
It wasn't the Finky, it wasn't.
Nah, it wasn't the Finky.
That was Prague, wasn't it?
That was
Yeah,
a little
that
bit
was
Finky
Prague.
was
Prague.
Prague.
That was
Years
years before.
prior.
Years before, yeah.
I forget what actually year it was. Maybe like 2014 or something.
Yeah.
I'm just guessing off the top of my head. I couldn't even fucking
It's
tell
one
you.
of the last Worlds, though, I guess.
It was one of the
Actually.
last. I think it was only one or two after, to be
Yeah.
honest. Yeah, it wasn't many
Yeah.
sort of thing. It was like they had the dirt under the bridge. I remember that. And some dude touched his tire under the
Was
bridge.
Bowen riding that?
Yeah, Bowen
Yeah,
was
Bowen was
riding,
shredding the crap out of it.
Yeah, with Bowen. There was Hucker there too.
Yep.
And yeah, a couple other dudes. Andy Buckworth was another Aussie I remember there. I remember like trying to steal his VIP card. He doubled back in the first jump. He's like, "Oh man, he doubled back in the first jump. You get VIP." I was like, "Fucking yoink!" Trying to run away with it, sort of thing. Like,
Yes.
but yeah, that was a wild time. Fuck.
And there were some big parties there.
There was some big parties there. There was maybe a party happened or two. It's, yeah.
We actually got a celebrity question from Ryan Lloyd asking, what do you prefer, big alley-oops in his ditch spot or wrestling in German nightclubs?
I'm going to go with big alley-oops in his ditch spot because it's one of a kind. German nightclubs, you can always go back to.
I don't know.
What's with the wrestling in the
I
nightclub, dude?
I think YouTube says otherwise.
Good old YouTube, getting the best here every time. Maybe a video out there if you viewers do some fucking hunting, you can find some shit. But yeah, I won the Worlds, you could say, pretty much.
in some sort of capacity.
I won some stuff, definitely.
Oh,
Yeah,
yes.
that was a time. That was a fucking fun time. We got pretty loose.
Did you ride the comp? Or just party?
No time for riding.
I hardly ever ride comps. If I go to a comp, I just
It's
fucking
true.
drink. I don't enjoy competitions that much. It's too much fucking head stroke. But yeah, going there and drinking and yelling at people and gawking, it's fucking awesome. I
So
really
if you
enjoy
get a
that.
competition which involves drinking, gawking, and yelling, you'll ride it.
Yeah, Battle of Hastings, hands down.
Hastings?
That's
Yeah,
it.
okay.
That was
You
it.
wrote that.
I wrote that.
Was that on
yeah.
the same trip?
No, that was
that's-
only last year, Battle of
yeah,
Hastings. Yeah, I rode that one. But that was stupid enough. They managed to give me free beer and free sale with Jerry. Dickheads.
Who were you riding with on that?
Team was Little John, Corey Welsh's team.
Yes.
Little John, myself, and Cody Pollard.
So how did you get hooked into that team? That's a fucking
I
heavy-hitting motherfucker.
randomly hooked up with Corey in America when I was over there last year.
Yeah. And we're gonna have to go into that, aren't we?
Friends of friends. Yeah, we can go into that later if you want. If you want to progress to it, or we can go to it now. I really don't mind. Like,
Jump into it now, man.
jump into it now. We're gonna jump into it.
Getting invited.
Deep dive.
Getting invited to Battle Hastings is pretty fucking full on.
Yeah, it was a bit full on.
But that's off the back of something very big in itself.
Yeah, it was like
after Swamp Fest, was it?
Yeah, after Swamp Fest. That's pretty much what it was. Well, me and Corey hooked up. Like, Corey knows mates of mine, and I know mates of his, sort of thing. And I just messaged a mate, and he said like, "Oh, Corey's in fucking San Diego." Hit him up when I was in LA. So I hit him up, and he's like, "Yeah, I've got my van. Do you want to go fucking ride some pools?" Oh, forget about it. Yeah, of course. So I hit him up. We ended up spending like close to a week driving around in his van down San Diego and El Centro.
It's beautiful.
Going fucking pool hunting like demons. Man, we had so many beautiful spots.
pools.
It just makes me want to give up searching in Australia. It's fucking stupid why I even look here anymore.
They built tranny pools in America. They barely do it.
Yeah, it is so fucking rare. Like, yeah, you do get unicorns here that are really nice, but they're 1 in 100, you know, or more, sort of thing. And you spend that amount of time going and hunting and finding. It just fucking kills me. I've given Jimmy fucking pools that I don't want to drain, and he's been there and fucking drained them. Like, that's just I just given up on a few of them. But after that, yeah, we ended up going to Swampy, which was fucking bullshit.
It looks like one of the craziest events out
there. Oh man, fucking
I think,
shit show. Like,
yeah, I mean, oh man, it's looked like the best event ever put on ever.
Any jam I've ever been to, any fucking gig, jam, everything combined into one, and someone's just given that steroids and cocaine all in one and just mashed it. It was fucking incredible. It was like insane. I've never seen anything like it. And
then you were I guess got a bit of it in the limelight because of the vortex, the Odyssey vortex, the crazy.
I got lucky at that
wall of death fucking circle thing, and I remember actually I rewatched the footage of it today, and they had like streamers across, like it was blocked off. You couldn't ride it.
No one was allowed to ride it prior to the jam. So everyone was there. Like I don't know, it was like 3,500 people or some shit.
Holy shit!
Like while we're there. So the 1 day prior to the jam, that was like the one obstacle that was closed off. No one was allowed to test it. You know, it was like
unknown waters.
Unknown waters. So everyone's riding the trails and riding the streets and stuff like this, but no one's allowed to ride that or the Scotty Cramer obstacle terrain course.
Yeah, okay.
That was all sort of locked off.
And was it like it was a $1,000 prize for the first person?
Cash buddy.
Did you just was timing right? Did you just get in there before everyone else, or did other people have a crack at it before you?
Beautiful timing. It just worked out perfect. I had a fucking half-torn ACL from riding pools with Corey when I got there, and I stole a knee brace from fucking Walmart before I got there. So I could ride. And then, like, I remember the Scotty Cramer thing came up, and I wanted to ride that. I'm like, no, I'm going to save myself. And then they had that fucking one big Buddha.
The chasm.
Yeah, the chasm. I thought, fuck it. I'm just going to crank titties at this. I cranked titties at that, and I'm just going to 3 it. Fuck it. And I cranked titties way too fast. When I hit that fucking lip, felt like hitting a wall. And I just, like, decompressed, and I just got shot. And I landed on my other leg.
It looked like you got shot out of a cannon.
I did get shot out of a cannon. It was like a fucking black powder cannon, man, from the front of a pirate ship. It was fucking retarded. Like, it was beyond ridiculous. I remember landing and just be like, oh, that was fucked. And my other leg just started ballooning. And then it was like, that jam was over. I was just drinking beers. And then the vortex came up, and I really wanted to give it a crack. And I was like, fuck it. I just sucked it up. And I sat on the roll-in, and these other dudes were like, elbows were out, you know? Like, man, I'm fucking got it first. I got it first. I was just, go for it. I don't really care. I'm sore as fuck. Like, I'm just going to chill. And, like, 3 dudes went as soon as... One dude even went before Trey even fucking clipped the strings. Like, he tried to crack at it. And the crowd just pushed him. Because he was like...
Really?
Yeah, he was going too early. And so Trey cut the strings. 3 dudes all went. They all fucking crumbled. I dropped in, I ran up with my bike, ninja jumped over him. I got like 3 cranks before I fucking actually got it. I was like forced to crank around it, and then just fucking, somehow managed to fucking nail it. And that was it. And then everyone was like, oh, do it twice. I'm like, oh, just crank more. So I just cranked more, and then fucking got twice. And then Corey's like, what do you do? Just crank? I'm like, just fucking crank. And Corey got in there and did it fucking 3 times.
Oh, he did. Yeah, had his Olympic pedaling skills. And fucking
man, the guy's AAA, it's quad A. What is it, like 17A Pro or something? Like
Canadian Olympic team.
Olympic team, yeah.
Rad.
Yeah, fuck. It was unreal, man. Yeah, $1,000. That was fucking bullshit. I ended up like, that was on top of like everything. Like, I was already winning because I was in America for a job. Like, I went over there for work. So, and I had a little bit of coin from that. It was like a good payer. So, an extra $1,000 a top was just like a fucking bonus, man. I ended up, because Corey drove around all San Diego, gave him some coin just for driving around. Little John was just like, oh man, I fucking told you to pedal around that. So I was like, oh, here you go, it's $100.
Thanks for the advice.
Fucking Denim wanted to try the loop-to-loop on a 16-inch, and Crandall was yelling out, fucking, who's putting in money? For some reason, the Vortex had the most money because Odyssey put it up, you know? And then like all these other stupid obstacles, like the loop to fucking death loop.
The loop was
like,
fucking
there was no money there. It was like
insane.
the most fucking crazy thing in the world. So everyone who was like, every attempt sort of thing was like just the crowd giving up shit like packs of darts and beers and whatever coin they could.
Piles.
Yeah, so Denim wanted to try it on a 16-inch, so I put it up $100 for that, even just for giving the kind of go. I thought it was fucking unreal, man. Like cranking titties at a loop-to-loop on a 16-inch, like no ways is not gonna work. You're gonna die. And so yeah, that happened. Then fucking. The rest of my money pretty much went to me and Jimmy or Van after coming back from Squad Fest. Like when we were leaving Swampy, I was like, I could hardly walk out of there. I was
You're gonna have
fucked,
to drink with
man.
it,
Yeah, I was struggling, and I was at the airport in Florida, in Orlando, and I'm like coming back, and then Jimmy was behind me. I was like, Jimmy, can I buy you a drink, motherfucker? And this is just as at the premiere.
Oh, the
Fucking
go
pull
fast,
back.
pull up. Yeah, fuck.
Go fast, pull up.
That's
Like
right.
2 nights earlier, sort
No
of thing.
shit.
And I didn't go to the prems. I hadn't seen the vid yet, but I was just like, I knew, you got to know it's going to be bullshit. So it's like, man, can I buy you a beer or a fucking triple Jackson Coke or something? And like, so she's like, yeah, fuck yeah, you can, absolutely. So yeah, we went to fucking the bar, and I was just buying double Jackson Cokes. I was like, Odyssey money, man. I'm by the Vortex. He recognized me from the Vortex. And I spent like $400 American at the bar. Me and him drinking triple Jacks.
And you're still standing.
Yeah, we were. No, he missed his flight by fucking a minute.
Is this an airport bar?
Yeah, in an airport
Fucking
bar.
hell.
He was smoking some dude's vape. Some dude was just like smoking his vape and blowing it in his shirt. And we were like fucking crouching for a cigarette, but we couldn't get out. So like stealing this dude's vape and blowing our shirts. It was pretty funny. And yeah, it's like fucking $300-400 at the fucking bar there. Just me and Jimmy drinking fucking and talking absolute cod shit. It was unreal. It was one of the times of my life. Like I'll never forget it. It's what I do remember it, like pretty much. Like I was pretty fucking tanked. He missed his flight by a minute. Somehow they managed to get him on. I was fucking running to mine, like tripping over everything on the ground. I was shit faced.
Still have your fucking Walmart knee brace on, trying to get.
Yeah, I had my Walmart knee brace on. My next one bandaged up, and then worst thing was like I finally got on the plane and I passed out and I woke up and I fucking almost back at LA, and I got off the plane and I turned my phone on. And there's like fucking 20 missed calls from Corey and like 6 messages. I'm like, what the fuck is it? So he flew earlier than me, and he had to go down to San Diego to pick up his van. And I knew it was like, 2-hour drive sort of thing. And I got off the plane. I like called him like, what are you doing? And he's like, man, did you see the fucking photo I sent you? I'm like, nah, I looked at it. There's fucking abandoned water park in Palm Springs, like another 2-hour north, like the complete opposite direction. And I was like, oh, that's bullshit, man. What are you doing? He's like, I'm fucking 15 minutes away from picking you up. I'm fucking almost there. And I'm like, holy fuck. I can't walk. So he's like, fucking, yeah, he's got the plane. He's got to San Diego. He's just randomly decided I would go to Palm Springs with him and picked me up from the airport. We boosted up to Palm Springs and I just fucking sucked it up. We broke into this water park we got there at 12 o'clock at night. As soon as we got there, security was hot as fuck, like onto us, and we're like parked around the corner and camped and just discussed like a plan of attack, how we're going to get in and what we're going to do. And then we thought, fuck it, all right, we'll get up, break at dawn, go in there, just fucking 10 minutes, red hot, run it, get the fuck out. And that's pretty much what we did. Just fucking boosted in there, run it 10 hots in this fucking big cone piece, got to do loops. Oh, it's incredible. It was fucking unreal, man. It was bullshit. And then we as soon as we got out, we're like, that was so chilled. Why didn't we spend longer in there? And we're thinking about extra lines that we could have done. And I was thinking about, fucking, I should get some ice on my legs. Like, I was fucked.
Both knees?
Yeah, both knees. Yeah, after that, we went to Nude Bowl, and I was just looking at it, just
no way, you got to go to Nude
beautiful.
Bowl.
Yeah, I just putted around it. I didn't do anything. It was like I fucking hardly walk. I was fucked.
Yeah.
And then, I flew back to Australia the next day after that.
Damn.
And when I got back to Oz, I went straight to the hospital, and I had a partial tear ACL in one
calm
leg.
down.
I had a shattered meniscus, and all my quads were torn in my other leg.
Ooh.
So I was off for like 3 months plus after that. And then when we got back, there was ACT jam. End up going to that, just in a splint and stuff, and catching up with Corey there. Then Corey decided to invite me into Battle of Hastings there. So that's where that came about.
Holy shit!
And I was like, man, I'm still not walking. Like, are you fucking kidding me? You're still trying to drag me to shit. So he was like, you'll be right. It's fucking 3 months away. So I fucking hit physio like a demon. I went to myotherapy and on my big bike every day, doing like 10, 20 Ks and just squatting flat out. Just as much physio as I fucking could. Actually laid off the darts and the drinking a fair bit.
You heal up.
And
then,
healed up pretty good. I got, miraculously went pretty well. And then, got to ride the Hastings.
Hell yeah.
That was fucking unreal.
And that's like such a gnarly like invite to get, considering like how few people go each year. Like, it's such a sort of like it's like a who's who sort of thing, And and you got to, your team's pretty rad, and you got to do the Plaza edit with Little John too. That was fucking
I was
rad.
a bit nervous about that. Because Corey's like, you got to ride street if you go. And I'm like, I don't give a fuck what I'm riding, man. As long as you go, I don't care, Like, I was like, I think there was only like 3 of us out of the whole fucking everyone at Hastings that had to pay for their own tickets. Everyone else got sponsorship, I think it was like me, Kim, and Little John or something. I think it was like fuck all of us that had to pay our own way sort of thing. But no, it was worth it, man. It was fucking unreal. Like, just as soon as we got there, I got there day before. We ended up camping out. There was Watts, Corey, Pollard, Little John, and myself. Camped out one night next to like this big hotel, and then drove to Heathrow, dropped off the van, got the bus for Heathrow down to Hastings with all the big heads. Like, seen Morgan Wade was sitting across from me. I was like, oh my God, it's Morgan Wade. And I'm sitting there drinking a bottle of crack and I got from duty free and taking a piss in a bottle. Like, I got me a Little John, got a little bit shit faced the first night. Like, just a little bit. And then they did this like fucking shitty competition, like first draw, who's going to fucking ride first, And like somehow Corey managed to lose, and we were first up the next day, and we were the drunkest guys already there. And we just thought, fuck, we might as well just have another couple and pass out. So we did that, and then rode the next day. Struggled to ride the next day. There was not many limbs lost. It was all just gaps and water ice.
Yeah, that big gap. You did that big gap off that bank across like into the kind of back wall thing, like.
Yeah, I got a couple. I got lucky with a couple of clips. I think I was everybody else's ideas. I was just I was.
Tell me what to do.
Man.
I can't think.
So scattered. I couldn't think, let alone move. And then after that was just free beer. Like I was done.
You got to go to the fucking Nora Cup, yeah? Like
Nora Cup, man. That was unreal. That was fucking crazy. That was a spit out. Like, I didn't think that would ever happen in my lifetime.
Was that like video premiere as well? Was that the cult video that year? Was that? No.
They had, there was some, what was it? What was it? No, you don't know. He doesn't know.
Or was it Jimmy again? Was it?
Yeah, just Jimmy.
Jimmy premiere. I don't know.
There was something. But they played, at Nora Cup, they played the Plaza, all the Plaza videos.
Oh,
from, Nora Cup. Yeah, and they gave away that bit. And then it was like the next day was qualifiers.
Yeah, right. Okay.
Whoever fucking won sort of shit after that.
Yeah, holy shit. Yeah.
But that was pretty fun. It was fucking, it was a sight to see. I never fucking
seen
anything like that.
Good old Corgi got you the experience of a lifetime. That's fucking awesome.
You managed to get me in.
Fuck, that's rad. Holy shit.
So all this time, you've been shredding, punching stuff that no one's done, slamming people on the ground. Obviously, you haven't been really spotted by anyone.
Oh, I got hooked up by Fit a little bit when Dre was funny because he was from...
That's a long time ago.
That was a long time ago, yeah. Dre, well, funny thing is, Dre actually, so Dre hooked me up with Fit, I don't know, it was like 4 or 5 years ago or something now.
I can even more.
Yeah, maybe.
Now I can more. Because that was when 2020 existed.
Yeah, it's true, yeah, fucking oath.
That's like 6 or 7 years ago, dude.
All right, man, my time is moving off.
That Dre era kind of fit, Aussie fit squad was fucking red hot. It was, it was...
Yeah, well, he made a good team. It was sick. And he did really well as a TM. He was fucking awesome. Compared to what I heard about stories about, being sponsored in Australia. That dude fucking pushed it.
Yeah. That was the first time it sort of stepped up.
Yeah.
Did you just miss out on the Bondi There was that like fit team Bondi trip that John.
Yeah.
Yeah, you were just behind
missed
that.
out,
Yeah.
just behind it.
Yeah,
So when I first got on fit, I was living in WA, and I quit the mines, and I was living at the trails, at HVT. You see my van, at Shinoda's. I lived there for a few months and just fucking doing shit. And then my sister ended up buying a van and was like, I want to go up the West Coast. And I was like, I got fucking no money, man. I got nothing. And she's like, neither do I. I'm like, well, all right, let's go. So yeah, we ended up bailing in a fucking $800 van. I left my van at the fucking trails, and we both had about $1,000 to our name, and boogied up the West Coast. Took us 6 months to get to Darwin.
Or something? Or?
No
way.
way.
The whole way.
Yeah, I went the whole way. It took us 6 months to get to Darwin. Just fucking camping the whole time.
Did you cut inland Broome to Darwin?
No, straight the coast, pretty much.
On the coast the whole way.
Coast the whole way, pretty much.
I haven't been that bit. I want to do that.
Exmouth and then straight up. It was fucking beautiful, like absolutely gorgeous, and fishing a lot because we didn't have any fucking money. So fish was our main, fish and potatoes, man, was the main source of food. Yeah. And then fuel was the next one, and we were just picking up backpackers like fucking crazy,
and getting
everywhere.
Fill up the tank.
Yeah, you're gonna fill up the tank. So we're just charging them that little bit extra than what we'd pay, you know. We're supplying the van, you guys pay a little bit extra fuel, and they were stoked with that. So yeah, we had like fucking 7 people in this like Nissan Urvan at one point. Like everyone was just sitting on the floors and stuff like this, but it worked. It fucking worked out well. And we got to Darwin. I spent a couple of months there. And then the fit trip, it was unreal, man. Darwin's incredible though. Like for such a small city, like the spots were fucking incredible. There was only a couple of riders. I got to re-meet Brendan Jones.
Okay.
Was he up there?
First double fronty. Remember at BMX games like 2007 or something? He was doing a double fronty and bent the fuck out of his bars. Jonesy.
I don't remember him.
It wasn't Brendan.
No, it's not Brendan.
There's another kid.
It's definitely Jonesy's the last name. Fuck, forgot his first name.
He was a young kid who was throwing fronties hard.
He did double. He was the first person to double fronty.
Yeah, no shit.
I remember that. And
who remembers that stuff?
Yeah. Oh, I did. When I met him, I did. And we did. So we did Darwin, and then fucking after Darwin, I went on to the fit trip with Long John Young and fucking the rest of the fit crew. Which was a beautiful thing. It's like Dre paid for my flights from Darwin to Brizzy, and I didn't have any camping equipment, so I had this big mattress that I stole from this Broome fucking massive.
You took it on the plane?
Yeah, I took it on the plane because he gave me like 25 kilo. I was like, I don't have 25 kilo of this stuff. Like, so
better take this mattress.
I had my bike and I had my fucking bag, and I had this fucking mattress I stole from a resort, like this big queen size mattress that I managed to like fold pack down. And it was funny because I kept it. We got to Pollard's house.
Can this be carry-on?
No way. No, it was huge, man. It was ridiculous. I had to like makeshift a fucking box for my bike and the mattress. And then like I got to fucking Pollard's house. I had this big deluxe mattress like in his backyard. You know, I was sleeping the best. And then like John came out with his van, and fucking I got to put it in his van. The mattress ended up back down in Sydney with me, and then we're hanging there. And then my mate fucking said I could use his car to drive from Sydney back to Beechworth, so the mattress came with me back to there. Like, oh man, I had this mattress for years. It was incredible. You couldn't travel with this if you wanted to. Like, it was fucking insane.
But you did.
Yeah, I did. I just had these opportunities where it kept arising. I could bring it with me, but no fucking way. This thing's still coming. It's still alive today. My mate still uses it as like a festival mattress. I wouldn't use it again, but like...
You wouldn't go back to that?
No, I wouldn't go back to it. It was like fucking Broome Frangipani Resort or something. It was fucking funny. Like, it was weird. So I was sleeping on like... I had couch cushions in the back of the van. Like 3 couch cushions I got from Hard Rubbish for like 6 months is what I was sleeping on. And just a sleeping bag. And then I found this like resort. Me and this chick Tiff end up going to the resort at night, and just like we had our shirts wrapped in our heads, you know, like all dressed up like James Bond Juniors, and fucking stole this mattress. So like it was like the win, like it was the win for me. It was the biggest thing of the year.
Hang on to that shit.
No way, man.
Yeah, I'm sleeping like a king the rest of this fucking trip. Like, it was unreal.
I love it. Love it, man.
I mean, I guess during that time, like being on fit and everything, when did you? Is that around when you decided to make the move to Melbourne? Like after these travels?
After the travels, after that trip, going down from Brisbane, and then I ended up back in Victoria with my big mattress.
Does the mattress have a name?
It's just a Broome Frangipani. It's
Fran.
Fucking, it means a lot to me though. I really do. I've thought about getting a Frangipani tattoo. It's fucking. Oh man.
You should.
It was unreal. no one can comprehend it. Like how fucked up it is to travel with a thing this size. Like you can't do it. You couldn't if you tried. But yeah, after that, ended up hooking up with a girl, and we went to South America together for 5 months.
Oh wow.
Pretty much straight after, I spent a couple of months in just in Beechworth, working with my old man and my brother, and a mate of mine, just trying to save cash like an absolute demon, doing every side gig I could. Like we bought a couple of cars and fixed them and sold them on the side after work, just to make as much cash as I possibly could to go on this trip with this chick, because I really liked her. And we ended up going to South America for 5 months, and then when we got back, she fell pregnant, and we had my son Phoenix. And that's what kept us in Melbourne.
Yeah, wow.
So, yeah, sort of boomed on from that. And then, yeah, I've been in Melbourne since, pretty much. And it's like 5+ years now.
Okay.
It's kept me there.
And where in South America did you get to on that trip?
We ended up we only got 4 countries. We got Dominican Republic for a month, Cuba for a month, Colombia for a month, and Peru for a bit over a month. And a
Oh,
bit.
hell yeah.
Yeah.
That's a trip.
Rules.
Yeah, it was. It was fucking unreal. And it cost me like $5,500 or something.
You can live like a king.
Yeah, and that is
When
living
you go
like
south
a king,
of America,
man.
you
It
live
was
so well.
insane. I couldn't believe it. Cuba, we got jibbed a little bit with the different currency system there. They've got the cook and the peso.
Okay.
The cook is like for the gringos. It's pretty much on
the
par.
Americans.
Yeah, pretty much on par with
And
the
the
American
peso is
dollar.
just the
And
local
then the Paris
currency.
is the local country.
Yeah.
If you get onto the local currency, you got to have a little bit of the local Spaniard to get that. Otherwise, you're sort of fucked.
Yeah.
But even having, like, I don't speak any Spanglish, you could say, but like, you think you're swindling, you think you're nailing it sort of thing, and the guy takes you to like a cheap restaurant, and then like fucking, it says it's all in pesos, and at the end they try and charge you cook, and it's just like fucking $80.
Did you find if you let them know you weren't American, it changed a little bit?
Definitely, 100%.
As soon as they knew you're Australian, they're like,
Yeah.
oh, fuck, okay.
Yeah,
You're not an asshole.
100%
Yeah.
straight away, man. If you're not American, they don't. Yeah, they treat you a little bit way
better.
fucking better.
Yeah.
Actually, I should say it definitely was a lot better, heaps fucking better. But still, like, you know, a 6-foot redhead stands out like a fucking dog's balls over there.
Yeah. Especially in Peru, man. Everyone's really short.
Yeah.
You know?
Everyone's short.
Yeah.
Peruvian Spanish is different to fucking anything else. Like,
I'll fucking wrestle you, man.
I'll get you.
Have you seen my video of the German nightclub?
Don't start me. That's right.
Well, I guess, I mean, after all that, I mean, obviously, you know, kind of settled in Melbourne now. You got your family sort of started. Melbourne's been a pretty, I guess, sort of infamous street city, BMX wise, you know, in Australia. And there's been a lot of famous spots, and there's a lot of famous spots that you have absolutely shut the fuck down with some moves. Actually, this morning I actually rewatched the DeFero Flags' video, you know, with the kind of Anchor DeFero project.
The collab.
And holy shit, the stuff that you get done in that is pretty next level. Got lucky, yeah.
Got lucky on a couple of them.
But I don't know, man. Like, I don't know, like there's some, you know, I don't know, like, I mean, like, for example, like the I don't know what it's called, the U-pipe, like the drain.
Yeah, the Reuben pipe.
Broad
They call it
Meadows.
the Reuben pipe.
The Reuben pipe, yeah, well, yeah.
Yeah.
Like,
We swept that out I think one of the first times it got ridden.
Oh, yeah? No shit.
what year was that, Matt, you reckon?
Fucking...
Yeah, what year would that be? Like fucking 96?
No, before that.
Yeah?
Yeah, way before that. Who took us out to it?
Because it goes on for a long time, that pipe.
Right.
That
I've
particular
never
spot,
seen it.
Like,
Yeah.
It's this aqueduct. It's raised up real
Yeah,
high,
it
and it just
goes-
goes forever.
goes
Okay.
for fucking ages. That
Yeah.
one particular spot where it's like famous for the Reuben spot.
It's
Yeah.
where you can climb
That's-
up and into
That's
it.
an easy spot
That's
to
the
get
first
to.
bit.
Right, okay.
There's a
yeah.
lot of other fucking spots of that
Gotcha.
actual pipe.
It goes
Still,
for fucking
yeah.
ever.
You can
Okay.
ride. And even just down across that, there's another couple of fucking new pipes that you can ride that still have full capsules and everything in them and still oververt
Yeah,
coping
no
bits.
way.
That whole area around there is fucking insane for drains.
Yeah.
Like, it's really, really good.
Yeah. I mean, there was that cover we did with Adam Huff.
Of course.
Yeah.
And who's ridden that since? Fucking barely anyone.
No, it's because it's got a constant fucking stream,
Yeah.
that thing, though.
You gotta
Yeah.
block it.
Yeah,
Water
you gotta block
block
it
it.
like crazy. Dam it up, and then you get half an hour,
Yeah.
and then that's about all you got.
But I mean, yeah, I mean, that spot obviously was made pretty famous by Reuben in, you know, I don't know,
Grounded, was it? Is that the one?
10, was it Grounded? Yeah, it might have been Grounded.
I think it's
Yeah, it
Grounded.
was Grounded.
Grounded,
Which is, I don't know, 10 plus years.
Yeah.
previous, and your line, the gap across drop in thing.
Dropping in's nuts, man.
Yeah.
It had been talked about for a fucking long time.
Oh, yeah, just straight drop in was
one
like
did
deadly.
it.
That's
Yeah.
death.
But the
cross made more sense to me. Like, way
Okay.
more fucking sense.
that first, I don't know if it was the first try, but the first try in the video when you kind of land and kind of compress and you just like the bike just explodes out from under you and it goes
that was
flying.
second try, actually,
Okay.
I think.
How fuck's the run up though? Because you're on a fucking thing this wide.
Yeah,
And you're looking down like
the run up is
two stories or
fucked.
whatever.
Yeah,
Like,
'cause
fucking-
it's like
fucking
a 40-foot
stupid, man.
sheer drop off
It's
the other
fucked.
side.
Yeah.
But the first one, actually, I landed pretty flat. I bitched out on a hop and just fucking, I blew out my front wheel. I don't know if I blew it out. I think I just got it flat, actually. And once again, I stole Lee
hell.
G's. I stole Lee G's front wheel. Lee G is always good for fucking wheels. Like, if you ever break your bike, he's got the parts. He doesn't give
He's
a
the
fuck.
the donor wheel.
Yeah, he'll let you use his stuff. It's okay. Like, so I use his bike if I needed to. I'm sure.
Shout out
but
to
he wouldn't have
Anchor.
cared. Shout out to Anchor for that. Always
yeah.
good for it. But yeah, Lee G let me use his front wheel again for that, as I did in the loop also. I used his front wheel. But yeah, second time was the poo shoot. I shot into it and then just poo shooted like fuck straight up the other side.
Is that the technical term?
Yeah,
Is
it's
it
tight.
tight?
I didn't know how to do it because I thought if a front wheel hit them fucking tiles, I was so scared of washing out and just grinding my teeth away. Yeah. That was my biggest fear. So I was like, I have to hit the concrete. And if I hit the concrete, I'm going to be Rubened and then I'm going to be fucking straight up the other side. I'm going to be flipping to fakie. So I didn't know how the fuck it was going to happen. I sort of winged it. And then the last one sort of worked really well because I skidded. My back wheel skidded.
Okay,
Yeah, dragged a fair bit. As soon as I hit the tile, I skidded down and sort of skidded down,
Slowed you
plateaued.
down
Yeah,
just enough.
slowed me down like perfectly. And it was just like, yep, that will do. I'll take that. So that's how that one
So
sort of worked
gnarly,
out.
dude. Like, fuck. I mean, a very iconic spot, especially for Melbourne, you know, like, and then having you just,
Lee and I talked about
Kinda.
it for a long time.
Okay.
About doing that gap across. It was like, it's doable, but it's just fucking ballsy sort of thing. That's all it was. It was like just ballsy as fuck, but definitely doable.
So that's your circus training, come stuntman.
Possibly, yeah. Could have kicked in a little
Wow.
bit.
well, you know, some sort of lack of fear button that you have. You
Yeah.
switch off, you know, like, I don't know, that's,
I'm gonna switch off.
it pretty much jumping off a building across
like-
a fucking, like, I don't know, man. It's,
I got to switch off, and like my switch off, like I got a funny switch off. When I switch off and I want to try something, I've got 10 seconds to fucking try it. Like I literally do. Like if my brain's just like, oh, that's gonna work. Oh, that's definitely gonna fucking work. Go now. And if someone's not fucking ready to film it or shoot it, then
That's a
that's
really
that's it. They miss it.
limited
going
ability.
anyway.
I'm fucking going.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff. I don't know. I started riding BMX because I fucking loved it, and I'm gonna fucking die because I fucking love it. Like I'm not doing it for a fucking camera. I'm not doing it for someone else. I'm doing it for the boys. That's about it.
Probably a bit of self.
Yeah, and the self. It's the fucking feeling you get. I cannot stand standing there and waiting half an hour, 45 minutes for someone to set shit up. Like it just tingles me, and
They
then
should
I'm
be at the
thinking
same
about
level
it
as
too
you.
much. Yeah, they should be at the same level. Exactly.
Yep.
Someone should just follow me around and know your same mentality and just fucking
Yeah.
carry some shit. I don't know. But
And
no,
that's-
I don't
and that's why
expect that
some of
of
the
them.
best,
I never
you know?
do, and I feel bad if someone is trying to take a fucking photo and I'm pushing them or something like
But
this.
some of the
to
best
hurry
riders
fuck
in the
up.
world, it's always been a rider and a filmer working together. A rider
Yeah,
and a photographer.
it's-
They've worked together. you
It
know, and
is.
it's
You
none
have
of
to
that.
work. There's a compromise there somewhere for sure. But like, yeah, I've always been a little bit forward of that. It's a little bit fucked. I do feel sorry for a lot of people that do take photos and stuff like
They
this.
should up their game.
Yeah, I've tried to. Try to tell that to them. Fuck.
I don't know, man. But I mean, Flags kicked a lot of ass with that video. Like, that
Flags
was
did fucking shred
true.
that. He nailed the fuck out of it
Yeah.
somehow.
And that, I guess, the next point in that video was the insane street loop obstacle, fucking whatever that was.
I don't know what you call that. Is it a capsule? Like it's a cone piece.
I don't even know. Yeah, it's a you know, urban cone piece. Yeah, it's
It's an urban coner.
yeah,
Sure, that's what it is. It is definitely. It's an urban cone. Yeah, it's punching cones.
yeah. And you punched it
Yeah, punched it hard.
proper.
Yeah.
It was pretty cool because Flags released a little Instagram TV video just a couple months ago of like the raw footage and how
Yeah.
kind of the process of trying it and feeling it out and just taking those slams, man. Like fucking took a proper good.
Yeah, it was
good
four
slams. Like
4 red hot goes before I actually got it, sort of thing. We went there. I watched that thing. I was the first one to ride that. I watched it getting built. I moved around the corner, and I drove past it one day when they were just starting it, and I was like, "What the fuck are they building?" Like I could see the structure of this, these crazy fucking transition things going up, and I was like, "Oh my god!" I made it on my way to work every fucking day to see how much progression they'd done on it. And then they sort of started getting it up, and I was just getting more excited. And then they had it up, and they had all these tie downs on it, and they finally finished welding it all, and they pulled all the temp fence down, and I was fucking there that afternoon. And they just laid all this AstroTurf around it, so it was soft as fuck. Like as soon as you try and pedal at it, you couldn't get a couple of foot up.
You had a bunch of timber.
Yeah. So like we rode it a little bit, and you could go if you were going to loop it, you could loop to the right. Like the run up was way better, like heaps better. And then even you'd still need ply or something on the grass, the AstroTurf. But then I thought about I was gonna try it front side. I was like, nah, fuck that, it's so deadly. So I was like, I'm gonna do this. Fuck it, I'm doing it the other way. And I'm gonna get an angle grinder and cut the fence out. And took a fuckload of ply there. Went to Plyco and met up with an old mate. He's like, gave me all the fucking strips offcuts. So fucking scattered them out, cut the fence out, had a couple of runs at it, died. And just like, that was a shocker of a die though. Like one of them was taco my front wheel.
Well, it looked like you were fine, and then you just.
Nah, it was not fine. Like it looked like it was fine until I hit the ground, of course. But it was horrible. Like my fucking seat snapped against my thigh with my penis in between my seat and my thigh. And
brutal.
I thought that was it. That was the end of me, you know? Like, so it was just like 40 minutes, I think, maybe plus on the ground crying about it. And then figuring out that I'm not going to fucking come back here with all this ply and cut the fence down again. Like, fuck that. So I thought I'd give it another red hot go and just got up and sucked it up. And yeah, luckily got it that go. So that was
another borrowed front wheel.
Yeah, that was after, lease front wheel again. Yeah, exactly. Yeah. Lee G.
You need 48s too.
Yeah, 248s. Fucking oath, man. Porno Hubs 48s. Fucking thought about it many a times. Take the change out of my pocket, weigh the same.
Yeah, pretty much.
So where do you sit, man? Like, okay, everyone in BMX is doing their thing, and you just see crazy shit. You seem to be able to pull shit off. I mean, I remember stories from Adelaide of you grinding Hungry Jacks and shit, and just seeing shit that no one else is ever going to see.
Hungry Jacks. Right? That was pretty wasted though. That's a different kind of visual. Like, try and get a fucking double Whopper and cheese and just like bored as shit and you grind the bench.
Double pegged that.
Yeah, double pegged it.
But not many people can see these visions.
We thought it was pretty funny.
There's clips of that floating around?
There's a photo. There's one photo. And then there's another photo of another guy. I'm not going to name a name, but tried to chant me after it.
Oh,
see if he could do a Smith.
Really?
Yeah, ended up on Crime Stoppers for fucking damaged property.
They did?
Yeah, they did end up on Crime Stoppers with damaged property.
It gets done
Some guy with glasses and a ridiculously receding hairline.
Okay.
No names will be named, but join the dots.
They know who they are. Yeah, join the dots. That's it, yeah.
Fuck. Well, I mean, yeah, going back to, that, like, Flags' video, I watched it today, and the amount of insane, awesome, curved shit you ride. So, obviously, you've got the curved wall to 180 gap, the Kim Grosser spot, and then obviously your drop in curve wall ride thing. And then if people don't know this about you, you build amazing spiral staircases for a living. Is this some sort of bizarre, twisted ability you have? Like you operate on some sort of twisted plane?
That's why my company's called Twisted Installations. I don't know what it is.
It's a hair, man.
It's just
extension of the mind.
Extension exactly there. There's fucking twists coming down from the top. There's twists down from the bottom. I don't know. No, that just all sort of fell into place, sort of thing. Like building spirals, but I've always loved fucking a curve and a straight tranny more than anything in the world. Like I would have taken my pegs off years and years ago if I fucking could have. But each peg's another clip or something, I don't know. But yeah, fuck. If you can ride I don't know what it is about curves. I find it a very sexy thing. A woman and a bike.
My word.
The truth comes out.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, it just feels like you hear all these like mystery stories of like Beechy did this, Beechy that, and a lot of them are a fucked up, curved wall, curved whatever situation.
Even rocks in WA, isn't there?
Yeah, it's a few rocking spots.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I feel, and then you decide to become the spiral staircase master and building all these cool staircases.
Well, I still haven't ridden one I've built to this day. I still haven't.
Are you gonna build one that's rideable?
Yeah, that was a. Oh, I don't want to splash it out, but there's something in the making. But yeah, we are building something that's rideable somewhere. I have built a couple that I could have ridden possibly, but it's just like I'm damaging some fucking property.
What are we talking? We're talking multi-story.
No, single story.
Single story?
Yeah, there was a single story. We did build one that was like a 4.5 meter diameter. A single story that was about 270 degrees.
Okay.
And we built the balustrade up just a little bit higher to cut it down. But when we left it high, I was just like, ooh, you could fucking get down that pretty easily, you know? Like, there's sharp bits of fucking metal treads everywhere. If you're gonna come down front heavy, you're dusted. Like, you're cutting up something fucking heavy. But it was there. And there's been a couple of job sites where I've been for like a pre-site check, and it's just been like, there's curves fucking everywhere, and they're all foundation, all cement and poured. And, oh my god! But yeah, I haven't taken that much risk with my business and my personal life yet. I haven't found one. It's like 100% bullshit that I want to go to. If I find one, it's like really fucked up that I think it's absolutely perfect. Yeah, I'll take the risk of losing the job over it. But
repaint over the.
Yeah, that's it. Get in there, like
marks.
fucking tire marks, and then just fucking repaint it straight away or something like this. Yeah, it'll be fine.
What about Ryan Scher sequence from ages ago? There was,
I remember
in France, maybe it was like
Yep.
down into a car park in France, and it was like this whole like just first sort of, and that was about 270 degree maybe. I don't know.
That was at least Ryan Scher one was what was it? The King Freebird. Freebird was his frame at the time.
Yeah.
I had one of them.
No way.
Even more of a coincidence. That was one of the first single frames that I bought. I had a Free Agent, then I had a DK General Lee. It was the last of the American completes, and then I had a King Freebird, and I built that up with like primo hula hoops and stuff on it.
With
With
the blue one.
I had the blue one.
Yeah, that was a good blue, man. I remember those.
Great blue. I ripped the stem straight off that.
That's a go.
Fucking hell. I mean, I don't know, man. I mean, it feels like at the moment, aside from being this sort of mystical, curved feature riding badass, I mean, have you got any sort of like, I don't know, I guess like plans or like goals, or you just want to just kind of keep just having fun? I mean, obviously you're a dad now. You've got a business, obviously you're in Sydney right now, I guess on a job, building crazy staircase for rich people.
Yep.
Just
That's pretty much my plan, man, to be honest. Like, my plan now is everything's sort of stopped and now it's focused towards my son, obviously.
How old's he now?
3.5. So yeah, it's the fucking funnest age possible.
You're through-
Everything's
Oh, yeah.
imaginary.
You're through the black hole.
Yeah, man.
Meditation.
Yeah, it's
Now it gets
it's
fun
through
as
the
fuck.
hole, and now it's just it's fucking awesome. It is so much fun. He's just starting to pedal on his bike, doing skids.
nice.
Me and Lee made this adapter for his fucking little fit bike so he can actually pull the brakes better.
Okay, cool.
And heaps of fun with him. So everything is actually towards him at the moment. So my plans for travels and doing all this other shit is sort of come to a postpone, you could say. Like, obviously I need to get an annual fix, like, of traveling. I have to. We had Swampfest booked in this year. Obviously COVID fucked everything up. It's fucked that up. We still I luckily managed to get a voucher. Pretty much like a voucher for flights for Jimmy and myself. So I'm not going to travel we have travel internationally this year, but I don't know, maybe Jimbo and I can go to fucking Tassie or Darwin or something. I don't know.
Yeah,
Do
rad.
fucking something.
New
with
Zealand
it.
might be open.
Yeah, hopefully New Zealand opens. So we've got a bit of a credit there. So we'll definitely be
Crazy
going
architecture
somewhere.
in NZ.
Yeah, we did. We actually did a job there. What was that, Jimmy? Like 3 months ago? 4 months? Yeah, about 4 months. We ended up getting a job in is it Auckland? Yeah. Yeah, we had a job in Auckland. We had to go over there and build a spiral stair. That was fucking unreal, man. Me and Jimmy in the big city of Auckland for a week. Fucking crazy.
Hit up Hamona.
Yeah, we fucking rode with some dudes, met up some cats, rode some street spots. I got to actually found a spiral stair. I got to grind down just a random one. That was pretty
Nice.
funny.
Yeah.
Yeah, I've had a couple international jobs, which has been pretty good. And hopefully in the next couple of years they pick up if Corona fucks off.
Yeah.
And then, yeah, hopefully Swampfest picks back up next year. I don't know if it's going to happen this year, or it might, but we're not fucking going there.
No,
for
fingers
sure.
crossed. Yeah.
Yeah. Fingers crossed it might still happen, but I doubt we'll be able to travel there. There's no fucking way.
Yeah, I think international travel's a little way off still, maybe
Yeah,
for
man,
us.
we can't even travel to WA yet. There's no fucking way we're going overseas.
But man, I mean, and I guess, I mean, domestically, I mean, being sort of you're in Melbourne now.
Melbourne now, Sydney for a bit. Hopefully we do make the move here at the end of this year,
Okay.
which would be sick because we do have a lot of work coming up here. And fuck, man, it'd just be fun as fuck to move here, see all you guys a lot more. It'd be awesome. And so many spots here. There's
Just hills everywhere here.
exactly, man. It's
So it's
insane.
Large bodies
It's
of water
fucking
in the way.
crazy. I've been here for a week now, and some of this shit I've ridden like no one's touched in like 5 years. It's like bullshit.
There's some
like,
spots
no
that no
way.
one touches that are just
Yeah.
sitting there dormant,
Oh
dude.
man, dormant. It's crazy.
Well, it seems like everywhere you sort of end up sort of basing yourself, you end up kind of being in like the kind of core crew. I mean, obviously, you know, Adelaide, when you moved there, you know, Little Black Bike crew, and then Melbourne for the last few years, you've been sort of part of the Anchor crew, which seems like such a fucking solid, rad. Like they've got a really good thing going, I think.
Yeah,
and
they're
like
tight
just
as fuck.
yeah,
They're ridiculously.
I always look at everything you guys do and just I'm like very jealous that Sydney sort of doesn't really. I don't know. We don't have that sort of just epic kind of creativity, and you know, I mean, like I don't know, all the houses like the, you know, with the backyard ramps and stuff.
Yeah,
and
there's
like,
been a few backyard ramps.
yeah, like
pretty
it
epic.
always seems fucking so cool. Like I don't know, like I mean,
There's a lot
hopefully,
of motivation with that sort of crew in Melbourne. I find like between there's about 10, 15 of us sort of thing, and then between them there is a fuckload of motivation, and majority of them do work trades sort of thing. So to build a backyard ramp or something like this, it's just like, yeah, it happens.
Yeah, cool.
You know, everyone's ganking screws off job sites,
Yeah.
and fucking stealing bits of timber and just going nuts. Like it all
Yeah.
just sort of accrues into one big fucking beautiful bit of space. It's,
yeah.
like Darling Street just happened over a span of a few months, from a shitty little mini ramp to a whole fucking backyard bowled out. It was
What was the
absolutely
sort of timeline on that? I'm obviously in the DeFero video, seeing like the evolution of it, from being like you're more just kind of like random ramps, then became this kind of bowled out, and the cool fucking paint job with the skull and everything, and
Yeah.
like the rad like mouth with the mustache, fucking
would've
garage
been-
thing, you know, like
Fuck, what was 6 months? No.
No, it was 3.5 years in total, and 2.5 years at Darling Street.
At Darling Street, but the actual build was like 6 months though.
From what it evolved into, it was smaller, and then it evolved into like that final product did happen in probably like 6-8 months.
Yeah,
so
6
6 to 8
So,
months,
Yeah, we had
yeah.
a mini ramp in the backyard. I didn't personally live there. I was just up around the corner though. I was only in Fitzroy. There's about 5-6 guys living at the house at the time, and it started off as a mini ramp that was a second-hand ramp from another house, Lovely Street, and then that sort of got extended into a little bit of a hippie section, and then it sort of got extended more and more, and then just started going bananas, man. We just started accumulating material. There was like, I started working for Spiral Stairs, and there was like 5 or 6 of us at the time that were like close living that house or close proximity. They were all working for me on one job. So we're all working together, and then we'd go back and build together. And it was just like, it was fucking crazy. Like, it was nuts. Like,
It's like petrol on a fire.
yeah, man, it was.
Yeah,
It
wow.
literally was. It was just fucking boomed. It was unreal. And it all just sort of happened real fucking fast in the end. Like, we just got really fucking motivated, and yeah, it all just boosted together. But it was a ramp that wasn't going to last, if you know what I mean. Like, you know, you wouldn't build that. If you were going to build something professional, you want that to last for a few years or like 5 years in your backyard. Yeah, no fucking way. That was built on pallets and fucking out of bits
I
of
guess
shit.
you figure it's always going to get shut down anyway.
Yeah, well,
you
that was
build
the thing.
shit
Well-
and you realise neighbours are going to fuck you up eventually.
Well, we had with Darling Street, the idea was that the house was always had a demo permit on it, sort of thing. And that's what did happen in the end. And then we got to have a demolition party, which they weren't too stoked about. But it still happened.
It's going to happen.
Yeah, it happened. It fucking happened. There was holes in the walls and fly kicks and backflips and all sorts of shit.
Excellent.
Leather jackets.
Circus training.
Oh, forget about it. That's where it came back into its element, I'll tell you what, after a bottle of Sailor Jerry and some chemicals. Fuck, it was unreal. But then there's that one, and then we've had a bunch of good spots in Melbourne, actually. Like the motivation of the dudes. Even the skate crews in Melbourne's are pretty motivated. Like, there's a couple of ghetto spots there that concrete.
A lot of quick concrete gets done.
Yeah,
Yeah.
heaps of quickcrete.
Yeah, so much.
Which is good to see. Like, it's fucking just seeing other people do it makes you more motivated.
It
You know?
does, yeah.
Absolutely. Like, you don't stop doing it. It's like trail riders. Someone else fucking digging, you're gonna fucking dig with them, sort of thing.
Yeah.
Right. Well, I guess kind of almost time to wrap it up. I guess we've been going for a minute. But I guess you had the sort of fit hookup for a minute, for a little while, I guess, and now you're riding industrial.
I was riding industrial for a while. Elliot, the bloody sweetheart. God
Shout out to
bless
Elliot.
his cotton socks. Living legend.
Made in Australia.
Made in Australia. Built me a beautiful frame to some geometry that I liked. Rode that for a long time.
You're pretty specific about geo though and setup.
I am a little bit, yeah. I get if I'm going to choose something, I don't know, because I've ridden a lot of sort of stuff in the past. After first riding for Fit, for some reason they gave me a fucking one of them Mike Aiken moto frames.
Yeah, nice.
Which it was nice. It was definitely not my fucking style though.
Yeah.
Short back end,
Steep head angle.
Oh, that's right. They got steep.
Yeah, it was fucking weird to be honest. But I don't know. I get used to fucking anything. If I can just get used to it, like you just fucking ride it. Like,
But what did you want from Elliot?
so when I got from Elliot, I got like a 21.5, and he had a 69-degree seat tube, so it made that little bit longer extra room on top. And then also I got 9.5 standover, 11 bottom bracket, just a 14.5 back end. I wanted a big back end, just fucking stability.
Go fast.
That's
I
what's
just want
up.
to go fast. I just want to go fast as fuck.
Yeah.
So that's what originally I wanted that frame for. And it was awesome. It was fucking unreal. I loved that fucking bike. But as everything does, it breaks over time. Lasted a long time and lasted some fucking heavy hits. I've rode that frame throughout that last section anchor video.
Yeah,
and
rad.
it lasted the whole fucking thing.
So it's hit
which
the
is-
ground and fucking.
Yeah, it smashed it, man. Like
Those bales on the street.
anything's gonna
loop
fucking
things,
break on that. Like
heavy.
fuck, it was unreal. I couldn't believe that it lasted so long. To be honest, I was over the moon. But yeah, hit me up just only the other week, so he's gonna hopefully get back on one sooner than later.
It's gonna be
Which
cool,
I'm
man.
Pretty stoked.
Very cool.
That'd be fucking sick. And then got Fit hooking me up a little bit still with some parts and
Okay,
shit like that.
cool.
So
Hell yeah.
send me a little bit of coin. That's about it, really. Anchor, LBB. I don't know. Hodgie hasn't bought me a beer in a long time. About fucking time.
We'll hustle him.
Yeah, we'll get him onto it. I should
It'll
probably buy him a beer, to be honest.
Fuck yeah. Well, I don't know, man. I guess probably time to wrap her up. We've covered heaps of amazing stuff. I'm sure we could fill up many more hours with epic stories. And I mean, I don't know. Let's just rehash the wrestling, German wrestling, Beechy in Cologne. You know, if you
Views
know,
have just gone up on that by about
if
20%.
you're diligent enough, you'll find it. But yeah, man. I mean, is there anyone you want to give a shout out to? Or thanks. I mean, you've definitely had a long time on a bike in Australia, and people are fucking pumped on what you're doing. And I don't know, man. I guess we thank you. I mean, have you got anyone you want to thank?
Fuck, thank you guys. I think Matty for sure. Fucking give me a cover once upon a time, and Tommy fixed my wheels a whole lot.
Yeah.
Anyone who's fucking helped me along the way, you know who the fuck you are. Like, to be honest, and yeah, Hodgie, Anchor Boys for sure. Elliot, 100% fit. Jimmy, Fabe,
Jimmy,
Tech,
Hell
all the
yeah.
Anchor Boys, 100% helped me more than ever. Phoenix for being there,
Hell yeah.
and yeah, that's about it. And you guys, and
Rad,
John
dude.
Young, this guy,
Yeah.
setting up all these boom docks.
What a boy.
Hey, man, thanks for coming on in.
Yeah.
No
Thank
worries.
you so much.
Thank you.
Happy
Fuck
days. Fuck yeah, dude.
Guys.